are back. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Come on in. Happy Wednesday, y'all. We back in the ladies' lounge. I got Dr. Love with me. I'm so excited. Ooh. Come on in, y'all. Get settled, get settled. Come on. How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited, I'm excited. Back in the ladies' lounge. I hope that everybody has had an amazing. I cannot believe y'all that we are in March. And not only are we in March, but we in the second week of March. I don't know about y'all time, but my time is timing over here. It's doing what it needs to do. Okay. Let me just say that. However, I always say this to y'all, and I think just because the Ladies Lounge is just so near and dear to my heart, but I am really, really excited for tonight's topic. And this is a conversation that we all need to have. We've been there. We're probably going through it. And we could look back on it because we've overcame it. But this conversation here tonight, hopefully, just like with any other, that we just hope that you take something from it that can help you along the way. So welcome back to the Ladies Lounge podcast, where we have real conversations that inspire growth, healing, and empowerment. Today's episode is one you don't want to miss. So I hope you all are ready, locked in, got your notepads, because I told y'all we coming with it. Tonight, we're going to talk about healing after heartbreak, rebuilding trust, and finding yourself again. So whether you're navigating the pain of recent breakup or you're still feeling that impact of just like the past wounds, right? This conversation here is to guide you towards healing, self-discovery, and just like a renewed confidence. And y'all know I love that word confidence, because let me tell y'all, I could talk about it all day. And I know the beautiful Dr. Love, listen, y'all, I know she's going to come with it tonight. So I'm really, really excited to hear what she's going to bring into the Ladies Lounge. So again, joining me is the incredible Dr. Lashawnda Love. Welcome to the Ladies Lounge. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So just from what I know so far, Dr. Love is a compassionate expert in emotional wellness and relationships. So together, the both of us are going to explore the emotional impact of heartbreak, why trusting again, that word trust, it can feel difficult. And we're going to have some practical steps to rediscover your sense of self. So if you ever feel stuck in the pain of the past or unsure how to move forward, tonight is your night, okay, in this episode. So grab your drinks, get comfortable, grab them notepads, and let's just dive in tonight. And before we get too far, we want to go over some house rules. We just ask that you are respectful in the chat. And if you are rewatching this broadcast, just be respectful in the comments as well. But please do leave a comment, because we want to know that you came by and you watched this episode. If you have any nuggets, tips, or tricks that you want to leave, please share, ask questions, actively engage, and most important, what we gonna do, whether the topics are high or low, we still gonna have fun. We want to smile. We want to make sure that you just feel that warm hug that you need for the week. So we hope that you get that here in the Ladies Lounge. But before I go any further, because it's gonna get deep tonight, y'all, Dr. Love, I have like a little icebreaker question for you. So we talking about heartbreak, right, tonight. And that's a little touchy subject, but we all have that one song that helped us get through, whether it's the hurt, the pain. What is your song? What's your go-to?
It was a Christian song, but it was Hezekiah Walker, Know My Name. He still knows my name. But yeah, still hear him calling my name. That song, I would listen to it over and over and over and just cry and cry and cry and snot. That's my favorite song. I always go to it when I'm feeling heartbroken.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Mine. So see, I have two now. So I'm gonna talk about when I went through my heartbreak, what that one song was, and just now when I, because your heart, you still go through heartbreaks, whether it's in a relationship or just the day-to-day stuff. So today, well, the past, my song, one of my songs, because it was like we had a lot of heartbreak songs back in like the 2000s. I would say, because see, now I got to go back into that zone. Um, I would say it was like this song it was by Tink, Treat Me Like Somebody. Um, that was one of my songs in the past, but today it is my go-to song is Yolanda Adams, Open My Heart. Like I sing that at the top of my lungs, okay? And now I ain't gonna toot my horn. Now I can hold a note, okay? But as beautiful as your voice was, I be in here just, oh my God, that song just makes me cry every time. So yeah, that's our go-to songs, y'all. And we're gonna share some more of ourselves with you tonight. But let's just learn a little bit more of who Dr. Love is. Um, and so this is some stuff that now I got the opportunity to know a little bit more about you and getting to see your bio and everything. So I just picked out just a little bit of stuff that I was just like, oh yes, y'all, I'm gonna share this tea with y'all in the ladies lounge of who Dr. Love is. And I love that, you said that you're a powerhouse of talent, passion, and purpose. Like that was a mouthful in itself. Okay, y'all, she is a devoted wife, a mother. Hello, somebody. Okay, so she's wearing all of these hats. She builds her life on faith, family, and service. It gets no better than that. And mom, if you're watching, she is hailing from Bainbridge, Georgia. Okay, we might be some kin. We was just there last summer at a family reunion. So who knows? We on here having ancestry.com in person. Okay. And I just love that Dr. Love, she wears many hats. She's an entrepreneur, a minister, community service provider, author, ghostwriter, YouTube vlogger, makeup artist, because y'all see she's coming with it, okay? And gospel recording artist. I'm like, I'm just in awe of just all of these hats that you wear. Also a life coach, y'all. We not done. We not done. Y'all sit back. She's a life coach, a mentor. Okay. She holds a doctorate in Christian counseling, a master's in psychology, and is currently pursuing her clinical mental health degree at Grand Canyon University. Also serves as a therapist and program manager at Heritage Foundation of Thomasville, Georgia. And there's more. We keep rolling. And is the visionary behind Baby Ministry, becoming a better you. Y'all, like how amazing is that? Okay. Just the different hats. I'm honored to be sitting here with you. Thank you for accepting the invitation, taking time out of your evening and being here. And if I forgot something, please share with us just who you are, what you do. Like I'm just so excited. And I was telling my friends, I said, y'all don't even understand. Like Dr. Love, she is like my spirit animal because y'all should be seeing she coming with the faces, the looks. And if anybody know that, listen, okay, I had to come prepared today because.
Oh, no. Listen, I'm honored to be on the show tonight. And I'm so nervous. I don't know why, but I'm nervous. But my pastor said that's a good thing when you're nervous. So I do believe that we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about what we talk about. And I tell when I'm doing therapy, what I say, what we say here, stay here. I'll be telling nobody my business because I'm going to tell you my business, okay? So don't go nowhere with my business.
Don't go anywhere. Y'all heard it here. We're gonna respect that now. What stays in the ladies' lounge, what's talked about here, gonna stay here. And we gonna keep it real. That's one thing that we do here in the ladies' lounge. Now, just to tap in just a little bit further as to why tonight's topic is so important. Because heartbreak can deeply impact a person's emotions, mental, and even their physical well-being. So when someone is experiencing the pain of a broken relationship, it often leaves behind feelings of that confusion, like the self-doubt, even the fear of trusting again. Like some of us are not even being honest with ourselves. We go into these relationships and we don't even trust. We don't even, and we gonna dive deeper into these little topics, but without intentional healing, those wounds can shape how a person views themselves, their relationships, and their future. And so, as Dr. Love said, we're going to be sharing ourselves tonight because, everybody has a story. I've been through it. This is why I'm so excited to talk about tonight with this topic. And so I found some interesting statistics as well. Like when we talk about the emotional and psychological impact, so 60% of people report feeling a significant decline in self-esteem after a breakup. We have 71% of individuals say they experience symptoms of anxiety or depression following a heartbreak. And then we have 41% of people admit to struggling with sleep disturbances and fatigue post-breakup. Now I'm like my great grandma used to say, you keep waking up, you've experienced, you've experienced a lot of these. So Dr. Love, I want to jump into the conversation tonight and ask about, when we talk about the understanding the heartbreak, like what does heartbreak really do to our emotional and mental well-being?
Heartbreak, it releases toxins, believe it or not, throughout your body. And not only can it be seen on the outside, sometimes it can be seen on the, not all men on the inside, can be seen on the outside. It affects you in your everyday life. It brings on depression. More people are susceptible to suicide. Can we say that on here?
We can say that. It's a safe space. Yeah.
During a heartbreak. A lot of people do homicides. A lot of people are killed too, friend, after a breakup. This one, I don't know if you heard the story about the young lady, her and her friend. She went off to college. She broke up with a young man. And this was in Cairo. That's a town that's close to where we stay. He drove all the way to her job in Atlanta and I lied to her because of heartache. People don't know how to deal with heartbreak. Nobody sat down and taught us. I say this, we was in the third grade. Nobody didn't sit down and tell you how to process a heartbreak. What we know about love, what we know about relationships, 98% of us gets it from our movies, either cartoons that we watch, and our idea of what we really thought love was supposed to look like. And when it happens to us, you're not equipped to really deal with it. You lose your appetite. Right. You lose focus. Sometimes you can even lose money. People lose their jobs sometimes because they don't know how to get back up. A heartbreak is deeper than just, oh, my heart is broken. It changes who you are because your soul is broken.
Right.
You have a broken soul. Yeah.
Right. And that is so true. My just sharing myself tonight. So my first heartbreak was after having my son. So I'm going through the emotions of I am 19 and pregnant, going through, just life. And then now 20, having a child and experiencing like the breakup and the heartache. And it was just really hard because this ain't just, we could just break up and go our separate ways. We got a whole child together. So what does that even look like? And you talk about when you mentioned about how it looks on the outside, not just the inside. I remember even going to the doctor, and because I was losing so much weight, I wasn't even producing milk to continue to breastfeed. That's how bad it was for me. And so the doctor was just like, if you keep on this path, I'm gonna have to put you in the hospital because you losing weight. Like you're just, between the postpartum, between like the breakup, and like you said, just not understanding all of these things that's going on. So in my mind, I'm like, I gotta get it together. I ain't trying to be in nobody's hospital. What does that look like? And so, like you said, we wasn't taught these things. So for me, that, a lot of my story is based off of having a child and going through that breakup and still trying to be functional while going through the breakup and stuff, and then still show, because you have this baby that's looking at you, like, I don't know what you got going on over there, man, but I'm hungry. I need to be changed. You still have to go through life. So yeah, it does, when it takes a toll on you mentally, that whole not eating, my back was big back then. You hear me?
And so I want to say that I never had been in love before. I've been married. This is my third marriage. And I don't think that I was in love with my first husband. I just wanted to be married. And I had 2 children from him. And in that, he was a really good husband. But I just wasn't in love. So when I met this guy, we both was married. We started having an affair. I fell head over heels in love with this lady husband. And I just couldn't shake it. He broke up with me, and I thought I was devastated from that breakup. Then he came and said he wanted to marry me. And from that marriage, that's where my heart really, really got broken. Because I tell people, I put myself in a situation that I didn't have to put myself in. And through that, not only did I survive the heartbreak, but I survived domestic violence, attempted murder, all kind of stuff, because I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I didn't know how to love Lashawnda.
Wow.
That man was supposed to fill me up with love, because I was I didn't have a bad childhood. My dad, best daddy ever to me. My parents, they're still together. They've been married for like 52, 53, 64 years, like that. So I just, from my desire of what I thought love was supposed to look like, I thought I had found it in him, and it didn't turn out that way. So from that breakup is when I learned how to love Lashawnda and to help people love themselves, because it was very traumatic for me, the things that I went through, the things that I allowed myself to go through out of the sake of love. You do crazy stuff for somebody when you say you love somebody. So I endured a lot because of that euphoric feeling of love, but it never really was love. It was like a pacifier. So I didn't find out what true love really was until, don't judge me, judge toenails, my third husband.
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge. My third husband showed me what it truly means to be loved. And I can honestly, authentically be Lashawnda, because along this process, I've been married a sum total of 24 years to 3 different. And the first one 13, the second one 11, 10, and then this one 3. So through that process, I learned to be who I am. I learned to love me. I learned to embrace the fact that I'm different, that I'm unique, that I'm wonderfully made. I don't try to hide the fact that I'm imperfect. This new love that I found was loving me, loving all my imperfections. I was 315 pounds in that second marriage. Wow. Yes, I had diabetes, high blood pressure. I've had multiple surgeries. I got so stressed out and overwhelmed in the relationship. I had a big goiter on the back of my throat. I had to get removed. I had weight loss surgery, and the weight loss. Now, you shoe mad when you have weight loss surgery and can't lose no weight, because the stress of the relationship would not allow me to lose weight.
The weight. Wow.
Wait until I got with my third husband. I went down to from 315, and I got stuck at 228 for 2 years. That's the farthest that I could go. But when I got with my husband, I lost weight, and I wasn't even trying it, because it wasn't the weight that I was carrying. It was the weight that I was carrying.
Right. Yeah. Say that. Wow. That's so amazing. And you brought up that word, the love word. How many of us really don't understand what it means to love? So when I was hearing you talking, going back through my timeline, I can honestly say that I didn't know how to love when I was younger. I I understood the concept of you tell people, you know, that are there for you and, you know, doing certain things. Oh, I love you. Cause we're conditioned to say, I love you. Right. But it's a different type of love when you're talking about a partner. And so as I went through my self-healing journey and started loving Brittany first, now I can say I love you unconditionally because I know what that means now because I learned how to love me first. And for a long time, I didn't put Brittany first. I was, you know, putting everybody else first or my son or, you know, like it was just all about the heartbreak. You can't see nothing past this person to hurt your little feelings. And how am I going to go on with life? You know, like I never was in that space of suicidal thoughts or, you know, thank God. But it still was enough damage to self that you lose on how to love yourself, how to show up for you, because that's what's most important. And so when I was, like I said, when I was on my journey, I had to go back. I had to do a blast from the past and look back over my life and say, wow, you wasn't loving yourself. You wasn't showing up for you. And if you don't show up for yourself, because how we love ourselves is how we teach people to love ourselves. And so that is so important for us to show up for ourselves and love. Like, how many of us really truly know how to love? That's where it all starts from. You know what I'm saying? And then we hold on to the heartbreak because everybody remembers what hurt them. You don't go back to what made you feel good, right? So we hold on to that hurt, we sit there. But what about the love? Like now in the space that I'm in, I sit and I reminisce on like, man, this person made me feel good today. I got butterflies. I'm all warm and fuzzy. You know, my mom told me she was proud of me. Or, you know, I could just see my son doing great things. By the way, y'all, he made the AAU team. Shout out to my son. I am really, really proud of him. But, you know, you just look at just life totally differently when you talk about the word love, right? Like I'm sure you would never put yourself in a predicament where, honey, we would never look, you know how they say you look like what you've been through. I wouldn't have, that was one of the promises I made to myself. You will not catch me slipping. You know, because how you show up, even physically, sometimes, like, even if you got to put on some lip gloss, we ain't saying do a whole face, you know, maybe get out your tights, put some jeans on, because we show up for yourself. And that could really just, you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully that makes sense.
It does make sense. My grandma would always say that you don't never look like what you're going through. And I can truly say through my transition of going from being a single lady to a married lady, every single Sunday when I was single, I would go to our go-to store in Bain, which is It's Fashion. And I would go to the clearance. I ain't paying no more than $3 for it. But I was going to buy me something for Monday, from Sunday to Monday. And I was going to wear something new because my mentality was, even though I'm broken, I say this to myself every single day. I'm broken. I'm hurt. I've been through a lot, but I'm still a wife. And my husband's going to find me. When he's find me, he's going to find me happy. He's going to find me whole, and I'm still a wife. So every single day I would cry. I'm going to listen to my song. I'm going to cry. The Holy Ghost tell me snap up out of it because you ain't perfect. You did some stuff. You shouldn't have went over there messing with that lady husband. Now go put your makeup on and go and sit down. And that's what I did every single day. I would show up. People like, oh, you don't look. No. I've been through a lot, but we don't have to look like what I intentionally made sure that I put on extra makeup. I even started my own lipstick line during that process so that I could take more pictures smiling. That I had a reason to smile because of my lipstick. Wow. When you're going through stuff, you have to. You must put your best on the outside. Always.
I love what you said. I love what you said when you're like, you are still a wife. You are still a mom. I'm still a human being. So I have to show up for myself. And in the midst of, you know, me showing up for myself, you learn how to love you more. Like I said, this is personal. Okay. Now, can we just be real for a minute? Let me just stop right here, because when we talk about the makeup, I know this is, I don't want to say a sensitive subject, but I know you have some men and some women too who are like, I'm not into the whole wearing makeup type of thing. Do you, right? Do what fits you. But I'm here to let you know, I'm gonna put on a brow. I'm gonna invite my brows wherever I'm going. These lashes gonna come too. And if I want to do a glossy lip, because it's personal. This has nothing to do with what I see on social media. And I do believe that that's important that you have to say nowadays, because you have guys that are so into, like, women just do too much with makeup. Why do you have to put makeup on? Because this is it's personal. Every day I wake up, it's me versus me. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all around me. I love y'all. This is why you get the best version of me, because I'm showing up for myself first and foremost. And with doing that, what I learned is I'm a better daughter, I'm a better mother, I'm a better friend to people, and I'm enjoying life. I'm not sitting there, and I know we're going to get to this portion of the conversation, but you don't sit in that heartbreak. You understand it. It goes back to now having the emotional intelligence as well, of understanding the heartbreak that comes along with that breakup. But, it's also like, how I look at things now is, what lesson was in this for me?
Right. Right.
I used to be so afraid to walk away from people. Like, so I would be nervous to I didn't have a lot of relationships. I could still count on my hands how many relationships that I've been in, because I was at one point afraid to go through that experience of what it felt like for people to leave. So I realized, going through therapy sessions, I have separation anxiety. And I own that. So because I know that, that I had that, I guess fear, it will be an okay word to say, of people just walking away. Nah, I show you where the door is, respectfully. Respect. What? I know my worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to waste your time, and I don't want you wasting mine. I understand the importance of, time and everything like that. But now I know where the door is, and I can show you to it gracefully. Keep it cute. You ain't gotta get the attitude. We're not doing none of that, sweetheart.
Listen, when you were saying about the makeup, when my husband first found me, and I invited him the next day to come to my office where I am now. And when he sat down, he's like, yo, I don't like makeup. And I said, well, then you don't like me. I wear makeup faithfully. I've been wearing it since 3rd grade. And that's what I'm going to do. So if you don't like the makeup, then you don't like me. So in the whole process, I felt so bold and strong that I was able to say that, because this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. Either you take it or like it. I ain't trying to change you, so don't come over trying to change me, because it is what it is.
Absolutely. We're not doing that. And I love it. And again, it's just, you're doing it with grace because you understand who you are. We're not trying to give no attitude. Sir, you ain't got to be here. We happy. Thank God you are here because you love me unconditionally. But let me just go ahead and put that disclaimer out there. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing it. What Mary J say? Take me as I am. Okay. So when we talk about like the heartbreak, and we go into, people sit with that. Like I said, people hold on and they want to sit in that space of, my feelings are hurt. How can that impact the self-identity?
It can impact you because you're stuck right there. Yes, it hurt. You have to realize, okay, something happened to me. Okay, we get that. But what I tell people to help you to get out the funk is begin to look at what you didn't do just 100% right in the relationship. What can you learn from what happened in the relationship? What will you do differently from what you learned from the relationship? And don't let it change you. My husband say this and like this. Don't let other people turn you bitter. Yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm broken. No, I don't appreciate nothing that went on. However, I still got to get up and I got to move on, because you don't met people before that you were saying it kind of sort of like, but you chose to do something different after your heartbreak. When you sit too long in anything, you become habitual. You become negative. You become hard to get along with. You develop a shell. You actually become a turtle. A turtle. You got a protection. You start cutting people that don't even need to be cut, because you become like, you ever tried to hug somebody with spikes? You become spiked in your talk, your words. You bitter, you angry, don't nobody want to be around you, because it all went back to the fact that you allowed this heartbreak to alter your ego. And it's deep, but you got to get up. You got to get up.
Right.
You got to do something different. I even like what you said earlier about the therapist. I tell everybody, you need Jesus and a therapist, because you need somebody else that you can talk to about what is happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Your feelings are validated. Yes, this happened to me. Yes, I'm hurt. However, you do not have the right to just sit there.
Right.
The world needs you.
Right.
That's my message. The world needs you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a big advocate for therapy. And I love that you said you need therapy. You need a therapist and Jesus. I know for a fact. Okay. I tell people, I just told my cousin today, he's still working on me. Okay. Being honest, like, we're human. So there are times, just this week was a week. Okay. But it taught me, sometimes you're reminded of the space that you're in, and that you have control over your emotions and what you allow, and it's okay. It's okay to take the time to say, my feelings are hurt. And take a moment to just step back and sit in that, recognize it. What works for me, I set a timer, and we're not going to do this. So even if in that time, if I got to take a nap, because I have outdone myself, and there's no talk, ain't no self-talk that's going to help this. So whether it's take a nap, whether it's take a walk, whatever that looks like in that time. But once that time is up, we move forward. We're not going to sit in that too long. And I realized that I was sitting too long. So when you talked about that bitterness and the spikes, I was there. I was hurting people around me unintentionally. This is not a conversation I'm proud to say, like, I was hurting people, but I didn't realize that I was taking it out on the people that loved me the hardest, loved me the most. So again, not using this self-healing journey as a hashtag like some people like to do, but when you sit in yourself and you know your worth, I'm not giving you that much time over me to be emotional. Yes, my feelings are hurt, but once that time will go off, baby, we move forward. We have to keep going. It doesn't, you're still human. Yes. Doesn't mean that when you move forward that you still don't have the residuals of what that feels like. But as you keep moving forward and see the outcome, see that there is light at the end of the tunnel, then all that stuff will it'll be in the past. We won't be sitting there too long.
I had this one individual when my husband found me. I was previously married before my husband to a preacher. So I was the first lady. And I specifically told the Lord that I didn't want a church person. I didn't want no preacher. I didn't want no deacon. Don't send me nobody that look like they've been to church. I don't want nobody. I just want a regular person that's going to love me. Right. And according to your word, because there's a story in the book of Genesis, I'm going to tell a little later, but it's a story that I stood on to show me a sign. So I told the Lord, so that I will not waste my time, let the person that finds me have gold teeth. So when my husband showed up, he had gold teeth. And I knew right then, because God told me that's your husband. So I didn't know him because I had never met him. He had did a sum total of 19 years in jail. Now, number one, I didn't do people that went to jail. I don't do jail people. I don't do them. So when he told me he did 19 years in jail, I started judging him. So everybody in Bainbridge started talking about it. Because see, I go from being the first lady to being with somebody that's
right. I know what you mean.
So this young lady called me and she was like, listen, I just need you to know that you don't need to be with him. You need to go sit down somewhere and heal. And I was like, okay. So what I took from that, and I tell people this, that just because I'm healing with an ING and I'm not healed with an ED don't mean that I can't be loved. Because he can love me through the ing till I become the ed. So you don't know what's going on. People actually, when you get in a new relationship, what people don't realize is that'll help you with your ing. It'll help you get. Yeah. So I told him, I'm gonna need you to go find you something safe to do and stop calling me like you know me, like you don't know what I'm going through or what I need. God know what I needed. And my husband actually did help me go through my healing process. You know what I'm saying? It was a, but yet and still I had something, not a buffer, not nothing to take away the pain, because the pain was still there, because there's different levels of pain. I might have been, somebody breaking up with you after a month might not be as devastating as somebody breaking up with you after 16 years.
Right.
So it's just different, but a heartbreak is a heartbreak. So the trauma that I was going through, I needed what my husband had. He was strong. He protected me. He shielded me. He didn't let people come in my space to manipulate me. So to the outside world, it looked like I just was hot in the pants and just wanted to be somebody. But God knows exactly what we need. And I always encourage women, when you're going through what you're going through, you can date. You can date. There's nothing wrong with you dating. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to have somebody with you, or people trying to make you seem like you got to go hide up underneath a rock and then you pop out when you were at ED. It don't work like that. Because don't you still go to work with a broken heart? You still chew, you still go out to eat, you do everything with a broken heart. Why can't I be in a relationship and have somebody to love me while I'm going through what I'm going through?
Right. And I'm happy you said that, because that takes us into the next segment of rebuilding the trust. So when you're saying, like, you know, the healing ing, you still had the trust of allowing somebody still in that space to help you get to the ED. So for people who are struggling with the heartbreak, and like you said, to date. Now, for me and my journey, I didn't date. When I went through. I needed to understand like what it is, why are my relationships failing, and not put it on the other person. It's easy to point the fingers, but I also have to be realistic. You know, hurt people. And so there was still, I still had baggage that I was carrying from being hurt in the beginning, of my dating life, that I was carrying over to that other people didn't really have nothing to do with. So then now when I'm triggered of being in this relationship with this person, you wonder why you get this firecracker, and why I'm talking to you some type of way, and why I got to be all this and that. And so it's just like, I had to really sit back and think. So for people who don't understand, or, when you're saying it's okay to date, how do you rebuild that trust while I'm in the healing of the ing? How am I trusting people to still come in my space?
What I can only tell you what I did. What I did was I did a lot of self-discovery. I listened to any and everything that I could possibly get my hand on about healing. I read about healing. I went to a therapist. I had a mentor. Even though I was divorced, I had a wife coach. I had like so many coaches, and I surrounded myself around people that didn't allow me to wallow in what I went through. I surrounded myself around people that would allow me to talk about what happened to me, because you got to get out. Ain't no need of you just walking around thinking that no. If it happened to you when you was 3 and somebody touched you inappropriate, that needs to come up out of you. Whatever in you got to come out. And God placed me around people. And if he didn't, I paid for the people to be around me to help me, because I wanted to be better. Right. I didn't want to. This woman of God told me this, and I tell everybody this. She said, daughter, if you're going to heal, you're going to heal well. So anytime I felt like I was sitting down too long in anything, especially when a new person came, and like you said, you do have the remnants of the bitterness and the hurt hanging off, and you can tell from your response. Whenever I felt that rising up, because I'm a domestic violence survivor, I felt like if you come too close, I'm gonna bust you to the white meat, like just on strength, just on the principle. Because I made a stance within myself. I would never let anybody dog me and hurt me like that again. This man wasn't trying to hurt me or dog me like that. That was a me problem. That wasn't a him problem. So I had to, within this relationship, I had to work on me problems, him problem, and us problems. And I tried to focus on when something came up, because I mean, we living, we lifing. So you sometimes you think you okay in the area till something come up and you're like, okay, so I need to do some more work on that. I can remember, they're gonna know what my business. Okay, so he used to drink Tito. I'm not a drinker. I'm a church lady. So he would drink Tito, whatever that is. And he would be really spicy. I'm talking about spicy. And he's from Brooklyn.
Oh, so, okay.
Right. Okay. So he was all spicy. And I said, you know what? I'm finna knock the hell out of him. Baby, before I knew it, I had done went berserk on him, right? And then when I got through, I was so convicted because I said, how dare you? When you just came out of a domestic situation, how do you become the abuser? Ooh. So that showed me right then that I needed more help. So I sought help for that. I went to the therapist. I went to my mentor. I went to the spiritual person, and I said, I need help. I'm still, there's something still, I can't even, I don't know the words to it, but there's something in me that's making me respond to this man that's trying to love me, and I want to fight, and I can't fight. I ain't never fought. That's probably why I was getting beat up all the time. But no, I'm just kidding. And no, I don't mean that to anybody who survived domestic violence.
Right,
but I'm not naturally aggressive, but that relationship had started making me, if I would have allowed it, would have made me be hard and aggressive. And he already did. He didn't need that. So I did a lot of work on me. You got to do a lot of work on you. You got to know what's your problems, what's your triggers, what you can, your no's, your absolute no's, what you can, what you won't. And if somebody is triggering you, for example, I had the person I came from had a cell phone demon. And he was always on his cell phone. So if I see doing too much on, somebody new start doing too much on the cell phone, it started triggering me to be like, okay, what you doing? Wait. So I had to start telling him, listen, this is what happened in the previous relationship. And I feel triggered when I see you continuously playing with your phone. Even if you ain't doing nothing but to help me, to help us with this relationship.
Right.
Allow me to see what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And he would do things to ease my anxiety to help me trust him. Last thing, and I'm going to be done. When we first started dating, when he was in jail, he said what they would normally do is they would go on Facebook Messenger and just message everybody, all the girls, when they have a cell phone.
Right.
Beautiful, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. Just all day till somebody respond. That was like, that's what they did.
That's a thing. Yeah.
That was a thing. So we was on our way to Walmart, walking, holding hands, looking at the sky. And I said, let me hold your phone, because he would let me hold his phone. And I don't know why I went to Messenger, but I seen what he had and I said, good morning, beautiful, to somebody, right? And my initial unhealed part of me said, this Ninja Turtle, you must not know about me. Right. We're not going to do this. So I had to use the tools that I had been learning in therapy, and I had to keep breathing. I started breathing because I could feel my temperature was rising. I was getting very angry, so I started doing my deep breathing. And I said, you're going to have a mature conversation with him. And you're going to have to take your feelings and fold them on the back of your leg. Ooh. And you're going to have to say what needs to be said. You're going to get in there and you're going to get out. So I told him, I said, listen, I love you. I'm sorry for the pop. I love you like a play cousin. But I'm a strong believer in what's good for the geese is good for the gander. So if you don't want other ninjas in my mailbox saying, good morning, beautiful.
Come on.
Don't you be in nobody else's mailbox saying good morning, beautiful. He said, say no more. Blocked it, and we had that problem ever again. And I was so proud of myself that I didn't spaz out. You know what I'm saying? So when you're healing, you just got to be real with yourself. If that bother you, why keep that bottled inside with the new person? especially if it's the person that you trying to move forward. Everybody ain't your person. But if God lets you know that this is your person, yeah, I need you to know that you're dealing what you're getting from the real. I told my husband from the real, I'm ING and I'm not ED. So you still getting a wife, but I've been through a lot of stuff and I got some trauma and I'm still through PSTD and I'm putting in the work, but I'm just letting you know that I'm not. I'm like at 55. If you can take 55 to I'm 100, then we good. So like I'm just saying, when you're trying to trust somebody, you got to know you.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're willing to, what's going to trigger you. And you got to have the words to use when something does bother you.
Right. And now I'm telling y'all to bring y'all notepads, and I should have had mine, because when I say you have said a mouthful in that little spill. So when we talk about the trust aspect of things and not responding in an emotional way. So that when you talk about loving yourself, then you know how to have these conversations, right? So I can say with confidence, hey, I don't do well, like you said, I don't do well with this, that, and the third, right? And I'm also intentional of how I speak to a man, especially a man that I value, right? So I ain't gonna be out here loosey goosey, like popping up, like you said. I can't whoop no man. However, I'm only saying this, however, because please, y'all, my men out there, do not come for me. However, I'm just saying, however, meaning back in the day, because I would act off of my emotions, you couldn't tell me I couldn't fight no man. So like I would be out, I'm talking out in the street, all like da 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 with with this man, and I ain't had no business acting like that. Now you're not going to catch me now responding like that. I've even apologized to this man, because I had no business acting out in that way. And also too, just learning how to trust self first and foremost, right? When I made the promise that Brittany is never going to act like that, you're never going to catch me, I will be quiet before I respond. And that was one of the things I learned from therapy in my sessions, is that even if you have to take a step back to regroup, take your time to regroup, because I don't want to ever come off to the person that I value. I don't want to talk to you sideways and give you attitude. I want you to understand that I do have my triggers. I'm in that ing, even though you went on this self journey, and because you're emotionally intelligent of who you are, it does not mean that we don't have it all figured out. So there are some things that come up that'll blow you away. Be like, dang, I didn't even know that was still there. So I need to go back. I need to sit with this, and I need to work on it a little bit more. And so what I love that you said too is just when you put that out there and you having these adult conversations to say what it is that you need from this person, you're also giving that person, the information that they need to help love you better, to help you get to the ED, right? A lot of times I see on social media, and I love my women, so I don't be trying to attack my women, but I just be trying to keep it real. And women nowadays are just so rude and disrespectful to men nowadays. And a lot of it, sweetheart, is because of you not healed. You're not ED. We're not expecting you to be ED. However, don't be treating people around you no type of way, because I ain't sleep with you last night, nor did I wake up with you this morning. I ain't the one who hurt you. I ain't trying to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So why are you treating these men out here the way that you do? And I had to take it there, like, because that word trust, right? We have so many women who are tearing our men down out here, and it really starts within you. You got to do the work for yourself. These men are not the problem. Just like I said, I had to sit back and understand that man ain't just hurt me by himself. I hurt him. Yes. Hurt people.
Yes.
Come on now. Like, so then you sitting here now, it's, all these men ain't this, these men ain't that, but you raise them. You hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Like, men come from us. Like, we carry them, we bring them into the world. I get it. We was created from the rib of a man. So men, we know the story. However, we bringing these men into the world. We're raising them. We are their first love. So when you're bringing that toxicity to them from even just being a mother, we ain't even getting into the intimate part of it. then you sit here and then you still tearing them down. I've watched men be teared down because a woman don't trust herself to go. And I heard you say this earlier in the conversation, invest in yourself. You build your village around you. You put in the work. It don't matter how much it costs, but you knew that you was trying to be a better version of yourself than you was yesterday. So when you invest in yourself by going to therapy, you invest in yourself by having conversations. I can sit here today and be the woman that I am today because I changed the circle of women I was around. I don't sit and I ain't gonna have no conversation with you as a woman and you sitting here dogging men. We're not doing that. And then you're hurt. I could hear the hurt in you. You still carrying that bag. But that's not this man's fault who is genuinely trying to love you. Y'all so worried about whether you going to Cheesecake Factory or not. Baby, I'm excited that I even go on a date, that you even think that highly of me. Like, y'all don't get me started. Don't, because see, but it starts with, like you said, just I knew what I needed and I verbally communicated that to this man. And I was vulnerable enough to say to this man, I ain't all the way there, but there's some stuff, this triggers me, right? That man said, hey, I got you, respectfully, I'm gonna do better. And here we are.
Absolutely.
And it starts with us. It's not the men's fault.
That's right. You got to put in your own work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I love that you said that. Now, when we talk about rebuilding the trust, because it's my favorite thing of like, how do you know the red flags and what's the difference? Like, how do you know the difference between your red flags and I'm being overly guarded? Because I don't want to hurt again, but I could be shutting this myself out from being loved correctly because, like you said, God could send you somebody during your ING and you may shut him out because I'm overly guarded. So how do we tell the difference?
Red flags are your red flags. Those, everybody, I would say, have your own flags. You know what I'm saying? It's like my mama say this, if I can tell it, like spirits attract spirits. So you ultimately attract who you are, healed or unhealed. So when somebody start doing something and you got that inkling, which is, I'm gonna say it, the Holy Ghost will show you, wait a minute, let me look into that. If somebody do something more than 3 times to you, that's not no white flag. That's a no. This is who they uniquely, genuinely are. Rule of thumb when you dating somebody. Don't have sex. Now, I learned this from Dr. R.C. Blake, Steve Harvey, and Stephen Tall, and it's true. You do not, women, have sex with somebody for 90 days. On the 91st day, that person's true colors will be revealed. If you can hold a cat for 3 months, on the 91st day, that person really will be the real person. So those little things that you begin to see that may look white to you, you'll begin to see them more and more. They'll be redder and redder and redder and redder. Because we do initially, you try to give people benefit, and I ain't got my ring because I'm washing dishes. You try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but you know what you know. You see what you see.
Yeah.
I hear what I hear. You're not crazy. If they do it more than 3 times, that's not a pass. That's a flag. That's
right.
So that's how you know the difference. If it's something that they continuously do, everybody got character flaws. You know what I'm saying? You can just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Our period could be about to come on. We'll be like, I don't have a face. Okay, that's that I do monthly. But if I start seeing you, check this out. Okay, so like when I like watching stuff about serial killers, right? And the women always say that they were so nice, then all of a sudden they just kind of snapped a little bit, but then they went back into themselves and start acting normal, like stuff like that. You be like, no, that person crazy. You're not crazy. A red flag is a red flag. You give 3 chances, that's a flag. That's how you tell the difference, in my opinion.
Right. And then just put the disclaimer out there. We are speaking from our experiences. We ain't telling nobody what they need to do. You do what works best for you. But I did want to take it to the chat really quick, because we do have a comment in the chat that says, Toxic relationships definitely takes a while to overcome. The toxicity releases chemicals in the body, and usually after the toxic relationship is over, the body has an appetite for the chemical.
That's true. That's why it'd be so easy for us to go get another one of you, another one, just like you.
That's heavy. I'm gonna let some of y'all chew on that. And then also too in the comment, oh boy, 90 days. They was like, good Lord, but that's why we said this is what works for you. You do what's best for you. And we just here to speak from just our experiences. And then
even if you do have sex with somebody within 90 days, I promise you, and you could write it down, take a picture. On the 91st day of you being with somebody, their true colors just gonna pop out. You're gonna really see somebody on day 90.
Yes. I believe that.
Be phony and fake for 90 days. After that,
I believe the mask come off. You only can wear it for so long.
It's just who I am.
Yeah. Now that I do agree with, regardless, it's, after it's at some point, I do believe that, because it's easy for us to hide and portray, like what I think it was, you send your representative first in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, your representative's like, I'm tapping out. I got to go because this ain't, I'm tired. Okay. I'm tired. And so when we talk about the trust, and that ties into like just finding yourself again, what does that look like when we're dealing with this heartbreak, and in the midst of, because I love what you said about healing the ing. I'm still in my ing. I ain't at the ed, but you could love me, because now what I've learned tonight is I love you unconditionally, that I love you to get you to the ed. I'm not even at the ed. I'm in a better ing space where I can now have these conversations with you and say what it is that Brittany needs from you to help you love me correctly. And then that way, guess what? The reciprocity is going to be the same. You're going to get what you want, and it's easy, right? But then for those who are trying to find themselves again, how do they develop the self-love and to rediscover their personal identity while going through all of this?
You just have to try. I mean, because everybody experience is so different, but we all women, we all men, we all go through things. But if you get up every day with the mindset, I would say this: write yourself a letter of what it is that you would like to see yourself. Like, it's a SMART goal. What I want to do in the next 30 days. How do I want to move differently in the next 5 days? Get it real small. Tomorrow, what am I going to do differently than I did today? And you just got to start from somewhere.
Yes.
I also started a healing bucket list. Okay.
Oh.
I want to see myself smile. I'm going to smile 5 times more today. I'm going to do something nice for somebody. I even went as far as, because I'm a word person. Words mean a lot to me. I downloaded this app, and I don't normally pay for stuff, baby. I just do the free version. But I invested in the monthly payment, and I told that thing to send me a positive affirmation every hour, 2 times an hour. So for my whole day, every time I would stop and I would read it, because I needed that. Yes. Words power. You need to surround yourself again with people that understand that you've been through something, that you are healing, that you're not crazy, that give you the opportunity to say your friends. Because we do have friends that listen to you the first time, but then you keep coming back to them. I'm tired of. Now she's talking about the same thing. But
let's be honest, yeah.
You do, but you need to be with people that support your journey.
Right.
You need to have a model of somebody that you look up to. This is me. I look up to this woman of God, and she had been through a lot. So I studied her story. Not that I'm trying to mimic her, but you don't have to go through everything if you following somebody else that already succeeded in the path that you're trying to go through. So I found a prototype of what it looked like to me, what healing looked like to me. Now she looked strong. I done heard her testimony.
Right.
Not that I'm trying to be her, but I drew strength from listening to other people's testimony.
Right.
I even went and I would listen to other domestic violence survivors' story of redemption, and that strengthened me. The word said we overcome by our testimony. So I listened to talk about the things that I've been through because I can relate to what they were saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why am I talking to somebody that's talking about making cakes when I'm broken? I need to hear about people who would. This community is called building a community. I had a community of other people that didn't know me, that been through what I went through, that I listened to their story and I draw strength from their stories. And every day I made sure that I did something better than I did yesterday. I cried less, but I still allowed myself time to cry. I never cried in front of my kids. I always cried before I did my makeup, but it got less and lesser because I would give myself, okay, so now, like you said, now this week you cried 7 days. Next week, you're only going to get to choose 6 days that you want to cry. And on the other days, you're going to have to suck it up. So it just became less and less and less. And anything that you do habitually for 21 days, it becomes a habit.
Yep.
So I started developing a new habit. So that's how you get yourself back up. That's how you start doing stuff. You got to do something different. And you got to stand on business when it comes to you. You got to be your number one advocate. You got to do stuff for you. Bump the makeup. No. I needed, my soul was broke. Oof. I was a shattered woman.
Yes.
Shattered. Sometimes I would be trying to tell my story and my soul and my mouth would actually chatter like I was frozen. So I know it was something deep down. It was a deep hurt.
Right.
But I had to get over it. And I would tell myself, it's going to be okay, friend. Friend, you got this, friend. Yes, you messed up, friend. Everybody in the town talking about you, friend. They laughing at you, friend. But guess what? You're going to smile one day. You got this, friend. And I would put affirmations throughout. They coming on my phone, but I would put them in the bathroom. You are beautiful. I'm talking about, like, what's that? The help. You were smart. You was kind. I had to tell myself that because I was in a mess. You is lovable. People love you. You can be loved again, girl. So that's what you can do to help yourself. You just got to help yourself. Help yourself by helping yourself.
Yes. Yep. And what I heard you say, is the best thing, because this is what came to me in a conversation, just listening to you just now. A lady said to me, you turn into what you tune into. So like you said, why am I going to go over here looking at cake recipes when I know I'm broken? So let me go over here, to this YouTube podcast. We're going to watch the Ladies Lounge and tap into tonight's conversation because this is what's going to help me. It's going to be something that said that can get me to the next level. And, and I don't think people realize that you have a choice. You could turn off the noise. You can adjust what you see on your news feed on social media, or you could just not log in for the day. But definitely you turn into what you tune into. And that is one of the things I did when you talk about affirmations. I love affirmations. I have the app called I Am, and that sends the affirmations. I have it where send me every hour. Okay. Cause you don't know. Sometimes we send it minute by minute, second by second. Cause I don't know. I could be uplifted right now, but in a few minutes, boy, my head will be spinning. And you could just have some words that just come through and just like that. It's like you regroup, like you said, when you have it in the bathroom, I have next to my mirror, remember who daughter you are and adjust your crown. So even in the midst of when I'm crying in the mirror, and I do cry in the mirror, right? I allow myself to look at me. And like you said, when you talk to yourself, you like, friend, my thing is girl. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. It's all right. But then remember who daughter you are and adjust your crown, right? Or one of my favorite ones is faith over fear. Jeremiah 29:11-14. I even have the sticky notes at my computer desk at work, because you just need those reminders everywhere you go. like I said, you got to take it second by second, minute by minute. You know, self-talk is a real thing. Okay. So when we say we made these promises to ourselves that we going to show up for ourselves, however that looks for you. I ain't here to judge nobody. If you want to put your wig on and your lashes, because that is what's uplifting to you, do you. Okay. Like I said, you may catch me one day in a baseball cap and some J's or whatever, and then I could put on some heels and switch it up. But I'm just doing me. I'm I'm just doing me because it's personal, because I love myself. I trust myself again. And I'm still healing, still healing from I'm in that ing, comfortably, because I'm not where I was before. I don't carry the trash bags and put them and try to bring them to your trash cans. I don't even want to do that, right? Because I'm over here like, first of all, I don't even want to carry all them bags. I want to just sit pretty over here in my corner. And can I take my pictures and upload them to Facebook and TikTok and stuff? Let me just do me. That's all I'm doing. Don't. And so the self-talk and when you talk about that, it even builds your confidence. When you talk about the trust and you trust yourself, I could say confidently, girl, you look good today. Or I could tell myself and be honest, like, my crew is the only people that have seen me, like going through, looking like what I've been through. When I look like the week has weaked me, they the only ones that get to see me in that space. Okay. But I guarantee you ain't nobody else going to see me there, because I could be real and raw in that space. Right. But outside of that, once we talk about it and we release it, I'm gonna get back to me. And I love when it was so much that was said tonight. And I just hope that there was a lot of things that people took from it. And most importantly, change your circle, change what you watch, change who you have around you. I love my crew. Because when I tell you, I can have my crew tell me it's okay to feel today, but let's be honest. Do you really want to stop talking to that person? You really ready to let that person go because you going through your little feelings hurt? Are we gonna be real and we gonna get out of that space and we gonna move forward with love? Because ultimately, that's who you want to be with. Ultimately, that's who you want to talk to, or whatever the case may be. Just be real with yourself and not just sit in that space of, oh, this person hurt me, and now we going back down this rabbit hole, and now we're not getting anywhere, and we're being toxic, and now once I be toxic, and guess what? I done triggered you, and now you're returning that same energy. Now it's a problem. Oh, men ain't this, men ain't that. So, so this is a topic I could talk about all night, because what I see on social media so much is how we point the finger. Right now, we're in a space, man and woman, we're in a space of coming from hurt. Men are hurt on this end, women are hurt on this end, and all we're doing is pointing the finger at each other. But nobody's doing the work within themselves, so that way we can move forward in a healthy way. I don't want to be toxic. I don't want to be in that space. It's not cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that takes too much energy. I want the good energy. I just want to get up, love unconditionally, receive it in return, live this life, because tomorrow's not promised. Right? Tomorrow is not promised. And so before we close out, I always like to ask, what advice, affirmations, I'm not, we not even shy in the ladies lounge, if you just even want to grace us with your voice of just something uplifting to people who are dealing, because I can only imagine what it's like to go through a heartbreak right now, with especially where we are in the world, right? We're all fragile right now. I don't know if people are being real with themselves. We are fragile. People are crashing out left and right. You watching the news, you're being consumed by what's going on in the world. We still got our own, personal stuff going on. Then I still got to show up. I still got to show up to work, on top of I may be going through whatever. So if you could please leave us with something that is uplifting, motivational from Dr. Love.
I would leave you with my favorite scripture. Sorry, guys. It's Ephesians 4:31 through 32. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. That's what I would say. Even though they did it, it hurt, you mad, but practice living loosely. You love people loosely, you forgive quickly, and you heal gracefully. That's
Y'all heard it. We heal gracefully. And thank you for that. Again, thank you for taking time out of your day to just come hang out in the ladies lounge, and thank you for sharing, your insight and expertise. Now, we also like to just leave people with, how can they connect with you? Where can they find you? If you don't mind sharing.
Okay, because I'll be everywhere. Let me see what. You can find me on Facebook. I'm Lashawnda Cherie Love. On Instagram, Lashawnda Cherie Love. On TikTok, Dr. Lashawnda Love. You can go to my website, www.lashawndacherie.info. And I'm just always on Facebook, child. I'll be on Facebooking it. I'm always there. But if you would like to reach me quicker, you can reach me at 334-232-9281. And my email is lashawndacherie@gmail.com. That's it.
Y'all, she out here, she put it out there. So it's up to you to invest in yourself and do the work. And again, I just want to encourage everyone to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe in the Ladies Lounge YouTube. And if you are watching this as a rebroadcast, thank you for being here. Make sure you leave a comment so we know that you're here. And then just also, for everybody that's listening, if you're ready to start your healing journey, remember that you are not alone. Take one step at a time and believe that your best days are still ahead. And as you know, I am your host, Britt Danielle. Y'all know where to find me. I am on Facebook as Britt Danielle. I am on TikTok, Ladies Lounge. Instagram, I am also at Britt Danielle. This is an open invite to everyone who is watching. If you want to have these uplifting and inspiring conversations, make sure that you connect with me. Dr. Love, thank you so much for being vulnerable, taking time out of your day. And we hope to have you back because, y'all, as you heard, she is a woman who wears many hats. I enjoyed tonight's conversation, and I'm just like, I want more. I just want to invite you back if you're open to it, because we got some more conversations that I would love for us to have. And to everybody, just stay encouraged. Until next time, we are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Y'all see how beautiful Dr. Love is tonight, y'all. And I love y'all if nobody else has